Clements Homebrew coming at ya. Oh, it's a little bit cooler today. It's still warm out. Don't kid yourself. But I got some cloud cover. I thought, you know, good day for a porter. So I've got one. Got one from my good buddy Paul at PA Brew News. Check this out. This is the Baltic Thunder from Victory Brewing Company. This is a 8.5% Baltic Porter. And a few things on this one. They don't get real specific about it, but it's made with German Truro. Now you know that they've got some roasted malts. And also German hops, whole hops. One interesting fact is, as far as like the beans that can use, they often use the Roman beans. Instead, they used black-eyed peas. So, a slight little twist of their own. Let's get this one cracked open and give it a shot. Some nice smoke coming off of that. Alright, well, I did practice what we call the perfect pour, but it still didn't bear a whole lot of head, maybe half a finger head on that. It's an off-white head, you know, almost to that khaki color. They're medium-sized bubbles, so they're not real tight, foamy bubbles, and I can see it's already starting to dissipate, so that's a little disappointing. It's a dark brown, not a deep dark brown, but it's a dark brown color, kind of a murky dark brown look to it. You know, if I hold it up to light, I do see some like ruby hues off the bottom of the glass. All right, let's get a nose on it. Oh, that's, okay, that threw me. I'm getting a lot of fruit off of this. I immediately got hit by big cherry and plum. So you have to excuse me, not what I expect when I hear Baltic Porter. Oh my God, it really is like cherry, almost like like a cherry juice, like very sweet juice, and like I say, some nice sweet plum as well. All right, now I'm starting to pick up some of the roasted malts on the backside. I would have almost thought that this was a dark fruit beer had I not known it was a Baltic Porter. All right, more of the, probably some of that fruit's dissipating. Now I'm picking up some more of the roast, but it's still with a very, very fruity aspect. I'm almost getting like some raspberry off that as well. Quite interesting. Now I'm starting to pick up some of the chocolate on it. Also, maybe a hint of caramel. No, more like toffee. I'm getting some toffee now off of it. But boy, just a big hit of fruit right off the top on it. And then some of those darker roasts come back in, and then some of the toffee taste come in. I have had this sitting out for about 15 minutes warming. So, and we'll let this warm up more as we go. But let's get a taste on this. Cheers. That's nice. It's a medium body, almost medium to light. Off the aroma, I'd mentioned that I was picking up, you know, like cherry and plum, and I still get a little bit of that, but I'm picking up even a little bit of dark fruit. I was getting a little bit of fig off of that, and possibly a little date, which is very interesting. Also, I think I get like a very light raspberry off of that as well. I don't know what they did for yeast, but we're getting a lot of like fruity esters. I mean, a whole lot of fruity esters, and I know they use German hops. Often they're very floral, so I'm sure that's part of it. But quite interesting that I'm getting so much fruit off this. I am getting the roasted malts and like a little bit of toffee. There's some real like earthiness to this beer as well. All right, we're gonna let this warm up and see where it takes us. So this is interesting. As I've let it warm up, the beer has lightened up quite a bit. The flavors haven't changed dramatically though. A little more of the roasted flavors coming through. You know, just hints of chocolate on it. You know, bits of toffee. But what they've done with this, with the yeast and so the esters and maybe whatever they've done with the hops, to bring in so much fruity aroma and flavor is quite unique for a Baltic Porter. I'm normally expecting a lot of chocolate, some heavy roast, you know, maybe some coffee in it, some deep, dark flavors. They've really changed it up with this one. It's a pleasurable beer. It was probably a really good choice for a summer beer. And yet, you know, very unique, very different within the category of a Baltic Porter. And at 8.5%, you really do expect a greater mouthfeel. It seems like a pretty high carbonation for a porter, let alone like a Baltic Porter. All right, I poured the rest for myself, so I'm gonna have a good afternoon over here. Cheers. It's a very nice porter. I mean, it does not strike me like a Baltic Porter, really. I know it may have some of the ingredients in there, but it's a very different take for sure. So first, rating it within style, Baltic Porter. I would say that on this one, I'm gonna give it an 87. It's gonna be in that kind of B+-ish category for Baltic Porter. This beer reminds me a great deal of a brown ale, but with fruity esters, a little additional richness to it. I'm not a huge brown ale fan. This has a lot of sweetness to it. Nonetheless, there's some really good aspects to it that I'm really appreciating. So, and there's some layers. There is some complexity. I don't think I can quite kick this up into that excellent category though. So I'll have to place it at an 89, the top of the very good. A fun beer indeed. Certainly worth a try. If you like sweeter beers, I would definitely give it a try. If you like the thought of beer with some fruit on it, some dark beers with fruit on it, definitely give this one a try. Once again, this is the Baltic Porter from Victory Brewing Company out of Downingtown, Pennsylvania. An enjoyable beer. Thanks, Paul. Folks, life's too short to drink cheap beer, and I will see you in the next beer review. Cheers.